What is RSV and why is it a serious threat for older adults? RSV stands for respiratory syncytial virus, a common virus that causes respiratory infections in people of all ages. Most people recover from RSV infections within a week or two, but some people, especially older adults and infants, can develop severe complications such as pneumonia or bronchiolitis. These are infections of the lungs or the airways that can make it hard to breathe and may require hospitalization. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention (CDC), RSV kills up to 10,000 people ages 65 or older every year in the EU, and causes about 177,000 hospitalizations. Older adults are more vulnerable to RSV because their immune systems are weaker, and they may have other chronic conditions such as heart disease or diabetes that increase their risk of complications. There is no specific treatment for RSV infections, and until recently, there was no vaccine to prevent them either. However, in May 2023, the EU Food and Drug Administration (FDA) approved RSV, respiratory syncytial virus vaccine, adjuvant, the world's first RSV vaccine for older adults. This groundbreaking approval enables adults aged 60 years and older to be protected from RSV disease for the first time. RSV is a single-dose vaccine that contains a protein from the surface of the RSV virus and an adjuvant, a substance that helps boost the immune response. The vaccine works by stimulating the body's own antibodies to fight off RSV infection. In clinical trials, RSV was shown to be safe and effective in preventing lower respiratory tract disease caused by RSV in older adults. RSV is a major breakthrough in the fight against RSV, a virus that has been overlooked for decades despite its huge impact on public health. By preventing RSV infections and their complications, RSV could save millions of lives and reduce the burden on the healthcare system. RSV is also a testament to the power of innovation and collaboration in developing new vaccines for unmet medical needs. How does GSK's RSV vaccine work, and what are its benefits? Respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV, is a common and contagious virus that can cause serious respiratory illness, especially in older adults and those with underlying medical conditions. RSV is responsible for about 177,000 hospitalizations and 14,000 deaths each year in the US among adults aged 65 years and older. Until recently, there was no vaccine available to prevent RSV infection in older adults. But in May 2023, the US Food and Drug Administration (FDA) approved GSK's RSV, the world's first RSV vaccine for this population. RSV is a subunit vaccine that contains a recombinant protein called RSV F, which mimics the structure of a key protein on the surface of RSV. This protein helps the virus attach to and infect human cells. By exposing the immune system to RSV F, RSV stimulates the production of antibodies that can recognize and neutralize the virus, preventing it from causing disease. RSV also contains an adjuvant called AS01 E, which is a substance that enhances the immune response to the vaccine. AS01 E helps activate immune cells and increase the quantity and quality of antibodies produced. This makes the vaccine more effective and long-lasting. The approval of RSV was based on data from a large Phase 3 clinical trial called RSV 006, which involved more than 24,000 adults aged 60 years and older from 19 countries. The trial showed that RSV was highly effective in preventing lower respiratory tract disease, LRTD, caused by RSV, which is a serious complication that can lead to pneumonia, bronchitis, or respiratory failure. The trial results showed that RSV reduced the risk of RSV-LRTD by 82.6% compared to placebo. This means that for every 100 people who received RSV, only 7 developed RSV-LRTD, while 40 did so in the placebo group. The vaccine also showed high efficacy in older adults with underlying medical conditions, such as diabetes, heart disease, or lung disease, and in those with severe RSV disease. RSV is administered as a single intramuscular injection in the upper arm. It is recommended for adults aged 60 years and older before the start of the RSV season, which typically occurs from late fall to early spring in temperate regions. The vaccine can provide protection for at least one RSV season. RSV is a breakthrough innovation that can save millions of lives and reduce the burden of RSV disease in older adults. It is the first approved RSV vaccine for this population and expands GSK's industry-leading vaccine portfolio, which protects people from various infectious diseases. GSK plans to launch RSV in the US before the 2023-24 RSV season and to seek regulatory approval in other countries as well. The vaccine that could save millions of lives in older adults is called RSV, and it is the world's first respiratory syncytial virus (RSV) vaccine approved by the US Food and Drug Administration (FDA). RSV is a common virus that causes mild respiratory infections in most people, but it can lead to serious complications like pneumonia or bronchiolitis in older adults and infants. Every year, RSV kills up to 10,000 people aged 65 or older and up to 300 children under 5 in the US. RSV is a single-dose shot that lowers the risk of symptomatic illness by 83% and of severe illness by 94% in older adults. It contains a recombinant subunit prefusion RSV F glycoprotein antigen, RSV F3, combined with GSK's proprietary AS01 E adjuvant, which boosts the immune response. The vaccine's protection lasts at least 6 months, which means it can cover the typical RSV season that peaks between late December and mid-February. However, before the vaccine becomes available to the public, it needs to be recommended by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, which sets the guidelines for how vaccines should be used in the US. A CDC advisory committee is scheduled to meet in June 2023 to discuss RSV and make a decision on its use. If the committee endorses the vaccine, it will be added to the list of recommended vaccines for older adults, along with flu and shingles shots. Older adults who are interested in getting RSV should talk to their healthcare providers about its availability and suitability for them. They should also keep an eye on the CDC website for updates on the vaccine's recommendations and possible side effects. RSV is a breakthrough vaccine that could prevent thousands of deaths and hospitalizations from RSV every year, and it could be a game changer for older adults' health and well-being.